Hi, I'm Tracy Sofra and welcome to the Women of Wealth podcast. Today, I'm going to be talking about my 6 rules that I share, and I call it 6 rules for financially free women. So let me jump straight in to the first one, and that is around honouring your boundaries. Now, we all know that that's a tough one, right? I know I have struggled with it for a very, very long time, but now I've got to tell you, I am so strict with my time, who interrupts me. Setting those boundaries has literally changed my life. So honouring your boundaries. Well, many women struggle with boundaries. We all know that. Why? We are so many things to so many people. You know, Mum, Trace, everyone wants a piece of you and life's busy. There's stuff going on. But we don't know where to set them and we don't want to seem pushy, right? As women, dare I say, probably my generation more so, we're raised where we don't want to be pushy, we don't want to upset anyone, we want to keep everyone happy. It kind of, we are innately the caretakers or the caregivers, if you like. And because of those emotions and then because that's sort of like on autoplay in the background in your subconscious mind, right, that it works against us. Trying to keep everyone happy means saying yes all the time, not wanting to be pushy or not wanting to upset anyone. Again, opens the door wide open to yes, yes, yes. But the more yes you say, the more monkeys you've got on your back. And next minute, again, you can't function because you haven't set those boundaries around you. And boundaries don't have to be an ugly thing. They don't have to be oh my goodness, how strict is she? It's not about that. It's just honouring yourself as a person, what you want to achieve and what you want to do, setting some boundaries around that, first and foremost with yourself and getting that straight in your head, and then communicating that with the people around you, yeah? So be mindful of those emotions that keep creeping up and saying, oh, Trace, you don't want to be pushy. Oh, Trace, you don't want to be rude. Oh, I don't want to upset anyone. Well, right now, you know what I think? I'd rather upset someone else than upset myself because I need to get on with getting on because I've got goals that I want to achieve and I've got somewhere to be in my life. So it's extraordinarily important to set those boundaries. Boundaries matter because they protect what's important to you. And so when you give that away, you're giving up a piece of you that's important to you. After you decide what you really want, set and enforce boundaries so you can focus on what really matters to you. But understanding what matters to you means really working out who you are, what your not negotiables are, and what you're prepared to do or not do. So boundaries are incredibly important. And I give you a little example about boundaries. They don't always have to be oh no, or I can't do this, or shutting everyone out and shutting everything off. It simply can be, yes, I can, but I can't do it until next week. That's a boundary. When someone asks you something, it doesn't have to be this minute, this instant. You are a human. You are allowed to create those boundaries around you. I want you to embrace that. I want you to step into that and I want you to own that. And when you do that, your life will be so much more calm. You'll be happier. You need to push back. I often say that. In my home with my kids and often in my practice. You do need to push back because as much as you don't want to seem pushy with your boundaries, other people get quite pushy with their own and push for what they want. So if you don't set those boundaries, you'll be running around like a headless chook pretty much. That's pretty much it. So set those boundaries, create those boundaries around you. Rule number 2, know what works for you. This is really important because I had a girlfriend. Let me tell you a story about a girlfriend who she was extraordinary and we were, as much as we were great mates, she was so different to me. She used to get up at 5 a.m. She would be at the gym. She'd be doing, what's those boot camp things? Never done a boot camp myself. I don't believe in torture. But anyway, that put aside, look, I've gone to a personal trainer for many, many years, but at the end of the day, getting up at 5 and doing a boot camp and then doing another class, and she wanted me involved all the time. Well, guess what? It doesn't work for me. So understanding that, I did beat myself up for a long, long time. Why can't I be like her? She's so fit. She's so motivated. I need to be like her. I realised one day I am not her and it's okay to be me. So what worked for me? Well, I got a personal trainer. Why? Because I needed a commitment. And if that was booked in, I would go. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't go. That's what works for me. And I did that at, I think it was 7 a.m. So I'm not doing 5. 5 doesn't work for me. So what I'm saying here is do what works for you. Trying to live other people's lives just doesn't work, okay? You got to live your own life. Be true to yourself and honour that. As much as I love her and she understood that, we kind of parted our ways from do the exercise thing together. She kept going with her 5 o'clock because that's what works for her, but it didn't work for me. And until I accepted that and was okay with that and let go of that, comparison is the thief of all happiness, is it not? I always say that to the kids when they compare themselves to other people. So I stopped comparing myself and I got on with getting on, and it worked for me, and away I went. So know what works for you, and the only person you need to make happy is you and not anyone else. So don't judge yourself by somebody else's standards, okay? Maintain your own and make yourself happy. Number 3, this is something that I'm super, super passionate about. Ignore those naysayers. They will always be there. They will always find a problem to every solution, okay? Oh, but you can't do this and you can't do that. And I don't know. I'm the eternal optimist, so I find it really, really hard to even think that way. So I don't entertain that at all. You can hear them sneering and mentioning the phrase, oh, you think you can get financially free? Oh, who do you think you are? And how dare you? Let me tell you a story about that, actually. People are really, really uncomfortable with other people's growth and journey. A girlfriend that I had known when I was in my early 20s, and again, I had a very different life then, obviously. When she saw me, this was about a couple of years ago, when she saw me at the post office, the comment that I got because of everything that I do, this podcast, Wow Women, online programs and on Facebook and all that stuff, the comment, instead of saying, hey, Trace, how are you? Gosh, I haven't seen you in years. You know the comment I got? The comment I got was, saving the world, are ya? And I thought, oh, my God, what do you mean? Why am I saving the world? And it was a comment about what I'm doing with Wow Women. So the naysayers are always uncomfortable with what you're doing, and it really is a reflection on them and not you. I'm guessing you all know this, but if you don't, here's what I'm telling you. The negative people, it's always, their negativity is about them. It's coming from their experiences and their insecurities and their lack of assertiveness and their lack of self-worth, I guess. It actually isn't about you. They're just externalizing it and getting out of their system. And unfortunately, it ends up, on us, if you like, rather than them. So ignore the naysayers, okay? They say it can't be done. They say that you can't do it, but you know better, right? You know better, because I'm of the firm belief that if you want something bad enough, you got to want it bad enough. If you want something bad enough, you will find a way, make a way, pave the way, and you will achieve that. So don't let anyone stop you in your tracks, because when you create financial freedom for yourself, that you can do that for yourself. And when you do that for yourself, you are pretty much all those naysayers, putting them to shame and putting them away. So ignore them. Don't worry about them. Again, you are the company you keep. If you're surrounded by them, get rid of them. If they're family, spend less time with them. Just be more mindful of who you're hanging with and what time you're spending with people, because they are going to impact your mindset 100%. Rule number 4, you got to tune in. What do I mean by tuning in? Tune in to the negative voice that says you're not good enough. Have you got that going in the back of your mind? I call it, again, I'm showing my age, but I call it the tape recording, it's speaking there in the back of your mind. You're not thin enough. You're not smart enough. You can't have what you want. Have you got that tape record going? Because I want you to take that out and I want you to smash it and I want you to get rid of it. It's time to change that recording in your head and tune her out, okay? Instead, tune into the positive inner voice. You know what that's called? That's called your intuition. And it's powerful and it knows you better than you. Your intuition is your inner voice. It's your inner guide. It's what we call your gut. You know that gut feeling that we talk about? Let me tell you, your gut feeling, she knows. She knows better and she knows what you need. You need to follow your instincts and your intuition and your gut. You need to bring some silence into your days so you can tell the good voices from the bad. But finding silence in the day is difficult in a world that is filled with so many things, as we all know. But again, carve out some quiet, meditative space. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Try sitting there for 10 minutes doing nothing when you're used to doing so many things all at once. It's quite extraordinary. It's tough sometimes. 10 minutes, uninterrupted space on your own. Create that silence so you can hear the good and tune out the bad. And learn to trust your inner wisdom, your inner goddess, I will call that. Your inner truth will never steer you wrong. But you've got to tune in. You've got to tune into that intuition and that gut instinct. Rule number 5, protecting your energy. You can see how this is all interrelated, right? About setting boundaries, tuning in, what I'm about to speak about now, protecting your energy. Most people think of time as the most critical resource, right? But all the time in the world won't help you if you don't have the right energy. This is something I sort of came into personally. I'm a bit of a personal growth junkie, but I realised this probably 10, 15 years ago. If you want to be effective with your time, get your energy right. I want to share a story about energy. If there are days when we all have off days, okay, so your energy's off. But if you bring that energy into the room you're about to walk into, so if I walk into this room and you say, hey, Trace, and I go, what do you think I'm going to get back? So the energy you give is the energy you will get back. So I'm really, really mindful in my day from the minute I wake up to the first hello, whether it's my son, my daughter, or my husband. Good morning. Good morning. Irrespective of how I'm feeling, I try and maintain a good level of energy because energy, it's like magnets, right? It's like magnetized. You give good energy, you get good energy back. You give bad energy, you get bad energy back. So again, I'm so mindful of that when I walk into my client meetings, and no matter what's happened an hour before or 2 days before or whatever is going on in my life, and we all, as I said, we all have stuff and we all have other things that take our attention away, or something's gone wrong with the kids, or, whatever it might be. But to bring that to every element of your life is, the negative energy it doesn't serve you and doesn't serve anyone around you. So I always walk into a client meeting with, hey, how are you? Great to see you. And next minute they smile. If I smile at you, can you argue with me if I'm smiling back? I don't think so, right? So that's energy. That's what I'm talking about, positive energy. So protect that energy and bringing that energy will help you progress, will help you get through the status quo, and will help you get to the next level. Number 6, the final rule that I have, I'm still a work in progress, Stop apologizing, for God's sakes, right? As women, we spend so much time apologizing. We say sorry for the small things. We say sorry for the big things. Hell, we say sorry for just about anything. And sometimes we even say sorry for things that aren't our fault, right? Stop apologizing for yourself, for your opinions, for your choices, and stop apologizing for you. I catch myself sometimes making a bold statement and then saying, oh, sorry. And it's almost like, am I trying to soften the blow of the opinion? And it's quite pathetic, really. I mean, I just got to stop doing that. When I catch myself, very, very mindful of stopping that, oh, sorry bit at the end. Sorry for what? For my opinion? It's okay. Stand in that space in your own personal power. Say your piece with good energy and progress forward. Take back that personal power by owning what you want, owning what you do, and owning who you are. And that is the final rule for financially free women that I always, always share with all of my clients in any particular order, depending on how it comes up. I live my life by these rules. Yes, some are in work in progress, but we aren't all perfect, are we? We are all a work in progress. If you love what I'm speaking about, if it resonates with you, and if you'd like to hear more, please subscribe to our channel on your favorite podcast platform. I look forward to these podcasts all the time, and I love sharing. I thank you for joining me, and I look forward to sharing with you in my next episode.